Hiya folks, here we are again, and now we're on lesson 6 in the series How to Play Your Ukulele in 10 Easy Steps. Now so far we've looked at chords such as major chords, we've looked at minor chords, recently we looked at diminished chords, and they all have a place to play, as do the next two. So the next two chord types are the major 7th and the minor 7th. So grab yourself your ukulele, grab a pen and pad, and later on we're going to be playing some ukuleles together. But for now, I'm going to introduce you to the sheet. Oh, by the way, if you haven't printed the sheet already, there is a link in the description of YouTube, and you can print it from there. If you have any issues, then contact me. So far throughout this sort of course, I've been throwing chords at you and chord types, and I thought it's about time when I put them actually down on paper. So you should have the sheet in front of you. I'm going to share my screen with you in a moment, but first of all, let me just explain what we've got. From left to right, we've got majors. We've got the major 7ths we're going to look at today. We've got the 7ths or dominant 7ths, which is the proper name for them. We've got 9ths, which we're going to look at in another episode, but I just wanted to include them on the sheet. We've got our minors and also the minor 7ths, which we're going to look at today. Now what I've done is I've put them in whole tones. So I've gone from C to C, and I haven't included any sharps or flats just for now. In later lessons you will see I will include those as well. Also on the sheet there are 2 blanks at the end on the far right. Those will be filled in, or you can make your own little chord shapes in there if you so wish. So let's take a look at the sheet together in more detail. Okay, so this is what you should have in front of you here, and 3 pieces of paper, some little explanations down here which we'll go into in more detail in a minute, yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Everything is shown as a chord grid. All the chord grids are the same size, so if I go beyond the 4th fret up to the dusty end, I need to do something about that. So by doing this on the left hand side, you'll notice I've got here that this is on the 4th fret, 5th, 6th and 7th fret. So whenever I go above 4, I will put some numbers on the left hand side, and I'll also put them in red just to highlight that. Okay, once we've gone through what a major 7th sounds like and a minor 7th, what we're going to do is some practical exercises together, where we're going to use a tune, and the tune that I've chosen is this one here, which is Killing Me Softly, and as you can notice here in red I've put the chords just to distinguish them from the actual lyrics. So first things first, what does a major 7th sound like and what does a minor 7th sound like? Here we go. So just before we play the first chord, I'm going to introduce you to this lesson's featured group, and here they are. Can you see that? Oops. There we go. Ukes Alive. Now these are 4 absolutely fantastic people I've had the pleasure of meeting at many festivals. They're here in the UK. I'm going to pop their picture just over here with Charlie the Croc. There we go. So you stay there. There we go. So yeah, so who does it comprise of? Ukes Alive comprises of Richard Cresswell, Helen Cresswell, Christine Jones and Gary Smith. Now they have sent me some blurb all about themselves, and what I'm going to do is put that in the YouTube description so you can see that. So there we go, this week featuring Ukes Alive. So I'm going to start off with the major 7ths and give you an idea of what they sound like, and then later I'll show you where they can be used. Now if I was to take a C major 7th, what I'm going to do is play you a C major first, just so you can hear the difference. So this is the major. Now, simply by moving this down 1 fret, so I'm covering the 1st string 2nd fret, we have our first major 7th of today, which is C major 7th. So here's the major, here's the major 7th. Not to be confused with C 7th, because C 7th is that, of course, yeah, is the one in the middle. Let's pick another one. So if I've got F major, for example, okay, now I could play F major here. But to play the F major 7th down here is quite complicated. So I've got as an easy cheat, okay, so F major can also be played up here. So here's the major. Here's the major 7th. Let's pick another one. We've got also, let's see if we can swap the page. We've got G major 7th. Let's start with G major. And here's the G major 7th. Wow, isn't that nice? Yeah, okay. So what can we do with these chords? Well, if you were going to use them in a very simple format, they're a fantastic end chord. So if you're in the key of C and you finish on C major 7th, it gives you a very classy ending, especially if you're doing something slow. So just let me play some chords just leading up to it. Okay, so I'm in the key of C, so here it comes. Yeah, now I'm sure you've heard that sound before, maybe not realizing what it was. The more you listen to tunes and endings and that, you begin to pick out, I know what that is. That's a major 7th. And Peter Moss taught me that. So there you go. What if we were to play in the key of G? So let's use the G key and ending on G major 7th. So here we go. How nice is that? It's wonderful, isn't it? Yeah, I use them all the time. Yeah. Here it comes. Back to the C major 7th. So that's what a C major 7th sounds like, and also a G major 7th. Now on your sheet, I've written them down in C, D, E, F, G, A and B. So have a look at those and have a little practice with them. We're now going to move to the minor 7ths. So let me give you a bit of background on what a minor 7th is. Now, when you have major chords and minor chords, they're made up of 3 components, or a triad. In the case of a major, we have a 1st, a 3rd and a 5th. In the case of a minor, we have a 1st, a flattened 3rd and a 5th. But basically there are 3 components. So if you want to make things a little bit more special and you need to add something to those bass chords, you need to add the 7th on. Okay, so if I was to play an E minor, for example, if you listen to my strings, what we've got here, we've got this note, this note, this note. Oh, listen, I've got the same note repeated, yeah, and then that one is different. So I've actually got this note, this note, this note repeated, and there. So in truth, even though we got 4 strings, we've only got 3 different notes happening. So if I want to make that a little bit more jazzy, I'll turn it to a minor 7th. So this is the minor, this is the minor 7th. How nice does that sound? Now you'd be surprised if you go through your ukulele songbooks and you notice some minors there. It's real fun to actually substitute your normal minors for the minor 7ths, and therefore you're getting a chord with 4 different things happening rather than 3, and it makes a big difference. So let's pick another one. So if we were going to do D minor, for example, so this has got here. Again, let's listen to these strings. What have we got? We got 3 different ones, and then a repeat. So if I want to make that a bit more special, what I'm going to do is put my pinky on there, and it makes it a D minor 7th. So you get the idea. It's utilizing every string on your ukulele. If you've got 4 strings, you may as well have 4 separate notes, and it makes your pieces sound that much better. Let's see if there's one more in here we can just pick on. Yeah, so the G minor 7th, this is wonderful, yeah. So if we have a G minor, again, let's take these notes. There we go, repeat already. So string 2 and 4 are the same. So we need to add this 7th. So we're going to make it a G minor 7th, going from here to here. Yeah, how good does that sound? Now you can, as I say, play this as substitutes in all the songs that are in your chord books just by changing them from a minor to a minor seventh. Makes a huge difference. Now then, music does have its little complications now and again, and one of them is different names for precisely the same chord shape, and this does happen with the minor seventh. So the minor seventh has an alternative name, which is the major sixth. We tend to say a sixth rather than a major sixth, but the technical name is major sixth. However, from here on, we're going to call it sixth. Okay, so if I was to play, I don't know, let's say this one. Open, yeah? What chord is that? C6, yeah, okay. C6 that's what we call it. But it's also referred to as a minor seventh, and that minor seventh is A minor seventh. So C6 is A minor seventh. Now what I've done for you on your sheet, if you have a look at it, you'll notice that in the description I've put on that that first one, A minor seventh, is C6, but I've gone all the way through the whole tone keys. So the B minor seventh is D6, the C minor seventh is E flat 6, and so on and so forth. So if you see something on a sheet and it says 6 on it and you wonder what is it, there is the little transpose for you, so you know what it is in a 6 and what it is in a minor seventh. Also on the sheets, I just point out at this point, now and again we're going to use a bar to put on some of these chords, and just to fit it in I've used B-A-R, just to fit in the spaces. Now I know that it says B-A-R-R-E, but I couldn't fit that in, so bar is B-A-R-R-E. Okay, so also for now what I've done is written them down in a more sort of fuller description. So for example, if I was to look at the top page with the C's, the C major seventh, you'll notice I've got C and I've put capital M-A-J seventh, okay, and with the minor seventh I've put C, small m, I-N and 7. Now generally speaking in music it isn't as full a description as this, but I'm trying to make it easy to start with. So how is it normally written? So if we have the major seventh, for example, back to the C major seventh, it will be a capital C, a capital M, and then the seventh. If it's a minor seventh, you've guessed it, it's a capital C, a lowercase m, and the seventh. So C major seventh, C capital M 7, a minor seventh, C lowercase m, and 7. I think that's about it for now on the sheet. Let's see what happens if we put these chords into a piece. So looking at the piece Killing Me Softly, if you look at your sheet but also have a glance at the screen, we'll do a combination of the two. I'll also start putting these chords on the screen as a computer graphic with suggested fingers to use. Now I'll say that again, suggested fingers to use. If you find there's an easier way to put on this chord using your own way of moving your fingers, absolutely go for it every day of the week. Let's look at the first chord in the sequence then, which is D minor seventh. D minor seventh is a D minor and a C at the same time. So it's a combination of two chords. Sounds wonderful. So get used to that. Okay, after that we go to a G7, which you've probably played a million times. Okay, and then we've got C major seventh. So if you notice, it's got the C and the capital M and the 7, and that is C down 1. So here. Okay, this is our first chord going up the dusty ends. Therefore, you'll notice that I need to be going up to the 5th fret, and I'm covering these strings here, which are the 3rd and 4th string on the 5th fret. All this way. Okay, then back to D minor 7th, which we've done, G 7th we've done, and then A minor 7th. Now, you're going to have to build this. So when I say build it, just to get used to it, A minor 7th uses the same chord shape as a G minor 7th. Sorry, a G minor even, yeah? So the G minor here, we're going to take up to the 3rd position. So it's in 1st position here because my index finger is on the 1st fret. I'm going to take it through the 2nd position, and I'm going to take it up to the 3rd position symmetrically. You've got to move every single finger the same way, okay? So don't just move one finger, move the whole shape, okay? It should sound like this. And that is called A minor 7th, which again, if you've been concentrating, is C6. It's the same thing. Okay, so A minor 7th, as a quick recap, is G minor on the 3rd position. It's the 3rd position because that's where my index finger is, okay? And then we've got D minor 7 again, G7 again, C major 7th again, and then an E7. Okay, so let's listen to that. Okay, now you can put the pause on at any time, yeah, and just have a go at playing those chords and then join it again. But so far we've had D minor 7th, we've had G7, we've had C major 7th, F major 7th, then some repeats, then we've got A minor 7th, then some repeats again, and then the E7th on the end. When it goes into the chorus, we've got a repeat of A minor 7th, a repeat of D minor 7th, a repeat of G7th, a repeat of C major 7th, yeah, and then a regular A minor. And then a D7. Now you can either play the Hawaiian D7 like this, or you can play the D7 with the bar like that. I think that sounds better, but whichever one you want to do. Then we're going to go to a new chord, which is G major 7th. Okay, so that basically is there. So it's a mini bar, if you like. Who likes mini bars? Me. So we've got a mini bar on the 2nd fret covering only strings 1, 2 and 3, but we do play all 4 strings. Okay, and then the F major 7th, which we've done already. Then probably the first chord you ever learnt, which was C major. Back to the F major 7th. Now the only one that isn't written down is this one, which is B flat major 7th. So you might want to write this one down, okay? This is B flat major 7th. The way it's found is by playing a regular B flat and then lift up what you've got on the 1st string. So this is open effectively. So B flat, lift up the index finger, so you only got fingers on strings 2, 3 and 4. Sounds like this. And then finally down to an A major. Okay, now it's going to help you to learn these chords, yeah, and get them sort of fluently. And if you can, learn them in the order which they are actually in the piece. Now, I'm not suggesting straight off you just play straight away the tune and sing the song, because you're going to get stuck. So I suggest right now, pop the pause on, learn all the chords in the order that they are, then you'll work out a way of not only which fingers to use for which chord, but also when you're moving from one chord to another, which is the easiest route to actually do. So give yourselves 5 minutes and come and join me again. Right, so hopefully you've got those chords sorted out, where they are and how to change from one to the other. What I'm going to do now is just play the verse in a very simple, just down strums, nothing fancy for now, and then what we'll do is build something into this. So if we went from the beginning, Oh, by the way, if it goes quiet suddenly on the audio, it's just because of copyright. And on YouTube, they have these little robots that listen out for copyright songs. So if it goes quiet, just it's not your equipment. It will resume itself after a minute or so. So here we go. The melody is, I heard he sang a good song. I heard he had a style. Okay, so with that in mind, you need to be thinking of the tune because I can't sing it. Also, the lyrics aren't really set up for me. So, but anyway, so going from the D minor 7th with that speed, let's play it together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, aren't they nice, the changes from the minor 7th to the major 7th, vice versa, and also putting in the straightforward chords as well, like your E 7th, E dominant 7th, G 7th. You know, they really work well together. Okay, let's look at the chorus then. So we're starting on that A minor 7th again. Strumming my pain with his fingers. Okay, starting with A minor 7th. 1, 2, 3, go. Wow, okay. And then the bit that goes la 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 is exactly the same chords as the chorus. So it's got la 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 la. Okay, so what we've managed to do is work out the chords. We've got them in the right order, and hopefully now you're placing them in the right place with the lyrics as well. How many were singing out there? Hopefully more than 1 or 2 of you. So what can we do to make this even better? So far we've been doing, say in the verse, this. Okay, but what if we were to put more of a calypso rhythm to it? Yeah, so instead of going, we could do this. Hear that? So I went down, down, up, up, down. So there's 2 ups together with a little pause in between them. Yeah? Down, down, up, down. Yeah? And then change chord. Down, down, up, down. Then change chord. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. Now, every so often you can put in an extra beat so we can go down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, down. See, I got my words wrong, but you know what I'm saying. I went down, up, down. Yeah, and it just adds a little bit of variety from just going down, down, up, down, all the way through. So with that in mind, let's do the verse together. Okay, so 4 in. 1, 2, 3, 4. I heard he had a good song. I heard he had a style. Into the chorus. Strumming my pain with his fingers. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? Yes, so if you just listen to those chord changes from the chorus of the A minor 7th to D minor 7th, G 7th, C major 7th. Whoever wrote this was a genius. A minor, D7, G major 7th, F major 7th, C back to F major 7th, and that beautiful B flat major 7th, which resolves to the A major. Now, if you've enjoyed this, this is now the 6th one in the series, and as I mentioned before, there's 5 more there on YouTube if you haven't checked them out already. Maybe worth having a look. I also do something which is through Patreon, and it's called Ukulele Shortcuts. Now, I didn't want to just create yet another ukulele tutorial site. I wanted to do something that was more community based. And to date, I've got about 75 people, and literally all over the world. And what I do is I set tasks for people, and I ask people to send me videos back. And let me give you an example of the sort of reaction. If I was to send out a video, I may get 2 videos back with somebody actually doing what I've actually set for them. To date, I've got probably 50 videos of people sending me things back showing what they've done. And it's really good to see this, not only for their own personal achievement, but also to encourage others within the Patreon group. The group is called Ukulele Shortcuts, and if you want to learn a little bit more about that, you'll find a link in the description below. So I've enjoyed this one. I hope you have too, and look out for number 7. The easiest way to do that is to subscribe to my YouTube channel and also to hit the notification bell. That way you will be notified first when the next one is released. Until the next one, you all take care, stay safe. Ta-ra!